current situation is that SSLV technology transfer has now gone into an EOI mode. That's called expression of interest. For that, large number of companies as well as consortia of companies bid it, and this is done by InSpace. And as I understand that they have shortlisted those companies who are eligible to take this task. You know, this is a full rocket we are giving technology. So the entire rocket knowledge has to be there. So there are some conditions, so which are meeting conditions. I understand there are sufficient number of companies and consortia companies already identified. And to those companies, the request for proposal will be sent, and also the evaluation criteria and the terms or conditions for selecting them. So only one company will be ultimately selected. So that process will be completed in about 2 months of time. All the documentation for that has already been prepared. So this is the status. Correct. PSLV is continuing in the approved scheme. We have approval up to 80, C80 plus are there. So the first launch of the private consortia built PSLV, we call it PSLV N1. This is done by HAL and L&T consortia together. So they are in the process of building. Last month they have supplied a lot of raw material making the solid motor casting at Sriharikota. You would have seen in the press. So the first rocket launch is now scheduled by around October 2024.
N1.
Huh? N1.
What's the status of the launchpad, the new launchpad for the
SSLV launchpad, currently the entire land acquisition is nearly complete, but still there are some small pockets pending, but that doesn't stop us from doing the further construction. So currently the entire design of the launchpad is completed, and the design, detailed engineering of all the buildings, assembly facilities all are completed. It is actually tendering process is now going on. Our plan is that we will be able to tender it by next month, find full complement, and realize it in less than 2 years. Gaganya announcement, I think already Prime Minister has already announced. It has come as a social media announcement. The announcement is that the Gaganya program has now entered into a realization phase, finally into the full-fledged realization fast pace, and that is evidenced by the TV-D1 mission, which is the abort mission. Now in the coming days we are going to have the first unmanned GX mission. Currently I can give you very updated information collected from Center Directors. The rockets main parts are almost getting completed. I came to know that Mahendragiri has completed the L110 stage. The cryogenic stage is will be ready by before Narayana? Before December it will be ready. The first stage motors are fully cast. Now we are only waiting for the crew module sub-assemblies to be completed. So if you look at everything, early next year or third, fourth month of next year, we can do the first unmanned mission to orbit and bring it back. So that's our target.
That's a GX mission.
GX mission.
Can you give some details about it? How is it different from the recent test that you have?
The recent test mission is only to prove the abort philosophy. The aborting can happen at any time from liftoff to orbit. So different conditions. So this first test was for a Mach 1 condition, very near to Mach 1, slightly above Mach 1, which is the most critical. So the rocket will go up to around 14-15 kilometers, then create the abort, then bring back the crew module. So mainly the aerodynamics of the whole abort process, the parachute opening, loads, its control, how it's doing self-control, because there is no actual control working there. It has to control through aerodynamics only, and then land softly. So this was a sequence to be demonstrated, and there are many pyros, devices and mechanisms to work. So we wanted to sequence it appropriately to see everything works very well. To our satisfaction, everything worked perfectly. There was no anomaly. The touchdown speed was less than 8 meters per second, and we recovered the crew module in perfect integrated condition. And I know today they have already refurbished the hardware, and next flight, one of the flights that will be reused.